Hey guys, Tim the Clipper Guy here. Today, a little bit of downtime, surprisingly. I'm not clipping, I'm not hauling. So I have about 6 clippers that I need to get through repairing today, so I just wanted to go over that with you guys today. It's really important to keep your clippers clean and maintained because no clippers can't clip your horse, you have no clippers. So today I'm going to show you how to take apart and clean and just do regular maintenance on an Andis clipper. Really easy. Most people are really nervous about it, but if you take it apart, you just put it back together how you took it apart. It's pretty simple. So this is the Andis Ultra Edge Special Edition that I'm going to be taking apart for a customer of mine, and we're just going to clean it and put in a new part that just wears out normally. We're not going to do anything special. This is just regular routine maintenance. So first we're going to take off this little plastic cover here. Just kind of pops off. This one still has the foam in it. Most of the time I just take the foam off when I have these clippers. Really, I just take this whole cap off because it just makes the clipper run a lot cooler. I feel that the Andis clippers run a little bit hotter and a little bit heavier, and just taking this little cap off makes it run a little bit smoother and cooler. So that part was easy. Really all you can do is brush the hair out of it. Not much you can really do that because this touches hair all the time. So it's intact, it's still glued on, no cracks in it, so that's good. Next I'm going to take a little bit of air, a little bit of canned air, and just kind of blow this out a little bit. Let's see. Okay. You don't use it too much because the air sometimes can have a little bit of moisture to it. If you shake it up, don't shake it up. But you don't want to get too much moisture in these. Okay, next is we're going to take the blade drive and the thing that holds the blade on off to clean under it, and we're going to replace the blade drive. You know, about every 25 to 30 horses it needs replacing. It wears out pretty easily. So for this, we need a really small Phillips head screwdriver. It's a smaller tip one. So you got to take out those little screws right there, right here. 1, 2. So just gonna take those out. And I just have this multi-tool from Ace Hardware. Super cheap. None of this stuff costs a lot to have around your house, around your barn. Just a small Phillips head screwdriver. You don't have to get anything fancy. Okay, once that's loose, they don't come out too easily, so I'll loosen them and just leave them in there. And then we'll loosen up this top part. You can still use the small head to get this in, to get it loosened up. These can come all the way out, the bigger screws. And this is just the part on the top that holds the blade on. The spring loaded. Spring loaded, yeah, so don't lose the spring. There's one. Maintaining your clippers is so important. Just same as, you know, with anything else, maintaining your car. You know, same with keeping up with your horse. Got to keep up with your clippers. Okay. So 2 pieces fell off. This one with the loaded spring on the bottom. Sometimes that'll pop out, but if it does, I'll show you how to put it back in. Pretty simple. Just want to clean it up, and then the little metal guard that goes underneath of that, you need to keep that. And now this blade drive will pop off. It's got guides on it, so it comes off straight up. You're not going to break anything, it's just plastic. The blade drive is. You can use a little screwdriver to coax it up. Alright, perfect. Yeah, just what happens is these little pieces right here, you know, where your blade goes back and forth on these, they just wear out. It's simple. These are about $5 a piece. You can get them from most tack shops. If they sell Andis clippers, they're gonna sell these. easy to keep up with. And if not, you can get it off Amazon. Any online tack store will have it. So that's it. That's trash. Go through and blow this out. The bearings, right here is your bearings. That allows this to circulate from the motor. Makes your blade go back and forth. That looks good. It's not black. If it's black, you probably burnt it out. Which is just get a new set of clippers, because it's just as much to replace all of this as it is to buy a new clipper. This clipper's in pretty good shape, as you can see right in there. It's clean. It's not burnt up. It's not overused, so that's good. Clean off the spring load right here. Important thing too is if you use oil on your blades, you're not going to wear out your clipper as fast. Clean this little piece off right here. Again, what this is going to take us, we're 6 minutes in, you know, it's not going to take us more than 10 minutes to put this back together. So I have it plugged into my plug right here. I'm just going to turn it on to make sure everything's working right here. Oh. Sounds good, feels good, nothing's out of balance. So I'm going to get the new blade drive. A bunch of them here. It's got a little grease in there when you get a new one. That's good. Oh, and you need to save the screws. Don't throw away the screws, because they don't send you new screws with these. You gotta save your screws. So you want to pop this back down on there the way it came off. And again, it's got little plastic guides right here. You can't see them on the video, but right in front of that gold where the screw is, there's a plastic guide. So you just pop it right down on top of it. And then there's plastic guides inside the plastic guides. Pretty simple. Sometimes it can be, you're like, what the heck? This one's giving me a little bit of problem here. Hold on. Okay. Popped right down on. So I want to make sure it lines up. It wasn't lined up all the way. Goes into the guides and just kind of pops right on there. Nothing really to it. Pops right down on there. It sits on there. Boy, that's nice and clean. I like it clean. Okay, grease stayed in, good. Now I'm going to take the little screws. I'm going to at least start them. I'm not going to tighten them all the way, but I am going to start them back down in there. Whoops. These are small. I got big hands, big fingers, so it takes me a second. Well, there's a little rubber piece in the way sometimes too. There we go. Just gonna at least get it started. Okay, do the other one. Again, we're just gonna get this started in here. This is also the same with the Andis AGC Super 2-speeds clippers, and most Andis clippers have this blade drive. I have another Andis clipper, the cordless one, that also has the same blade drive. So that's the really good thing about it, is it's pretty compatible with all of their clippers, so that's good. I have this weird plastic piece here that's kind of in my way. I know what it is, but there we go. Okay. Okay. So this metal piece just sits kind of right on top here. Just like that. There's nothing that holds it on. It goes under the spring load right here. So we're going to put that on. And it lines itself up with the holes. Put your screws. Just tighten it up halfway. I only tighten them up halfway to begin with, just so you can realign everything and make sure it's on there good. Make sure everything in your holes is lined up. I'll use this one to start it. Perfect. So again, it comes with the grease already in the new blade drive, which is great. So you don't have to worry about buying grease for that. It's partially tightened. Everything kind of self-aligns itself back up too, but I like to make sure that everything's in line just in case, because you don't want these to wear out faster than they do. Okay, so this is still a little bit loose, but let's go ahead and tighten down the blade drive. You don't want to tighten it too much, because otherwise it'll just press down on that plastic piece too much and crack over time as it dries out, but just until it's snug. All right, now that's tight. We'll go ahead and tighten this. I'm gonna get a bigger screwdriver end to make sure those are nice and tight. Let's get a little bit of a bigger one. Again, this is just Ace Hardware multi-tool. It was like $8, I think, maybe. Make sure these are nice and tight. So again, this is not expensive. The part was $5. You know, your tools might cost you $20 at most, but those tools are good for a lifetime. So, you know, you can keep that going. Everything else looks tight. Make sure these other. Now these Andis clippers, the motor is enclosed. There's not really much you can do if you take it apart. There's, you know, no sense in taking it apart to clean it out, because there's nothing really much to clean. The wall clipper is a little bit more involved. I'll go over those in my next video, but you know, these, there's not much interior cleaning unless you really have something wrong with the clipper. Which, if you have something wrong with the clipper by that time, it's probably time to get a new one. So we'll just turn it on, see how it works. Nice and quiet. Everything's working good. So, clipper's ready to go. Put this back on. I'll grab a blade just to make sure. Keep an extra blade around. Let's try these out. This is an Andis T10 that I keep extra around. Well, just to make sure it's been a while. Turn it on. Okay, that blade doesn't work. That blade was seized up. Perfect. Works great. It's pretty quiet, pretty even, no banging around. Everything sounds in balance, so they were good to go. Anyway, that was me just doing regular maintenance on the Andis clipper. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You guys have any questions, send me a message, comment, follow on my Instagram at Tim the Clipper Guy with underscores under all that, on Facebook, Tag Equine Services LLC. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.